Hey folks, it's Farmer Marshall. Crazy thing about fall and winter. Today it was 64 degrees. Tomorrow it's getting down to 19 degrees. So I'm out here next to my side garden, which I consider frost resistant. All these plants can handle a frost or even a freeze. But that doesn't mean that I'm just going to leave them unprotected. There are a couple things I can do to help protect the vegetables even more. I have a bunch of cabbage out here, which is starting to form its bulb. Good to see that. And I also have broccoli. Now this guy here, I'm a little concerned about that one. It's a decent size. This is about probably about 5 inches across, but I would love for it to get bigger. And I have a lot of other broccoli heads out here that are smaller. They're coming along, but they aren't ready. And my fear is that the freeze could hurt the broccoli head. Now the plant itself, or at least the rest of the plant, will be fine. But if I can do something to help protect it, I'm going to protect it, because I really don't want to take this one out yet or any of the other ones. So the idea for protecting it might seem a little unusual for a beginner gardener. But I know that if I water these plants, especially around the roots, that will help protect the ground from freezing. Water acts almost as a, I won't call it an insulator, but that's what it's going to do. It's going to help protect the ground from freezing, which will help prevent the roots from freezing. Because if the roots die, these plants die. And that's the last thing I want. The second thing I'm going to do is I have frost cloth. Yeah, just because my frost-resistant garden can take a frost doesn't mean that I want to leave it out here without some protection on it. Because that 19 degrees could turn into 10 degrees if the winds blow the wrong way. So come along, I'm going to water the garden, put some frost protection on this one here, and my main garden over that away. One thing I should mention when I spoke of watering the garden is not just about watering the garden, it's about how you water it. Because I'm not trying to water the leaves on the plant. What you want to do is you want to water down below at the root level. Because if you're watering the leaves, you might end up with damage on the leaves. So no, I'm not going to water the broccoli head, but I'm going to make sure that I get water down here on the roots. I'm not really worried about that one leaf, and you'll realize more about it, and you realize how important this is when it comes to watering the cabbage, because I'm eating all of those leaves, so I don't want to damage them. Water below, and what happens is the water does act like an insulator. It releases heat slowly and helps keep the soil warmer. So let me get back to this, and I'll let you see my next step. So my vegetables will have 3 layers of protection. 1 is the water that I put down. 2 is all these leaves that I put down. 3 is the frost cloth. The 4th layer is the plant itself, because these plants are frost resistant. They're cold hardy. They enjoy the cold. So use those 3 methods to protect your vegetables. And yeah, these guys will be okay. They're going to be just fine. Now on to the rest of the garden. So this is the rest of the garden. I have several fruit trees in my greenhouse, but I still have these 2 big guys out here. They aren't super big. They're maybe 6 feet tall, maybe a little taller. I may put them in the greenhouse, I might not. But you can see what I did to help protect them. I put some, I don't know if this is pine straw or hay, but this is what I have. This will help protect the roots, because the main thing I need to do is protect the roots of all these plants. And with some of them, especially like my collard greens, I want to protect these guys, because this is what I'm eating. There's no roots to be eaten. These guys back here, these are broccoli, which I absolutely love. That's why I have so many broccoli plants. And if you think this is a lot, wait until you see the rest of it. I have some kale here. I think these are curly blue or something along those lines. It's kale. That's the main thing. I have bok choy. Yes, these guys are tiny. I just planted these a couple weeks ago, but I have more elsewhere. I have some kohlrabi. I put these out the same time I put the kale out, but I have more. This is good question. What is that? That might be some more collard greens. Not sure. One thing that I have learned to do, I know those other plants that I just showed you were small, but I keep seedlings going as long as I can, because once something comes out, like maybe the broccoli, I may leave them in, or I might pull them completely out and put something else in there as a replacement plant, because I don't want my ground to have too many open spots. Have some Swiss chard here, more broccoli, but this broccoli is a little different. I don't know if you can get a good look down in here. Kind of hard to see, but this is a purple broccoli. I think I have a head that's actually started. Oh, there you go. Hope you can see the color in that. These are purple broccoli. So I have probably about 6 or 7 of those over here. A couple more there. I have some, I believe this is my Russian red kale, which is super frost resistant. I'm not at all worried about that. In fact, I'm not really worried about any of the plants. If something has developed a head, like the broccoli, I am a little concerned about that, but I'm going to do everything I can to protect the head of the plant. And there's Bear. He loves to bark when I do videos. Okay, and I have some cabbage here. This is Bravo cabbage. I think I grew these from seed. Most of my stuff is from seed, but I did put some starts out here. More cabbage. Love my cabbage. Bok choy, which is doing well. And everything out of here is already taken a frost. So I'm not overly concerned, but the previous frost was 31 degrees. That's no big deal. Bok choy, bok choy. If you heard that, that's my quail. They're saying hi too, I guess. This is some M.I. Gardner tot soy mustard. I have 2 or 3 of these out here. More bok choy, more kale, probably more purple broccoli, quail. Say hi, guy. Anyway, turnips. The bulb had started showing, so I just let you see. The bulb has started showing, but I just covered it back up because I'm not really ready to harvest these yet. I want the bulbs to get as big as they can. Here's some purple cabbage. More kale, more kale. This bed here has a lot of different things. I have, these are, not sure what this is here. I know this here is mustard. Maybe these are too, not positive, but those are a lot lighter. More Swiss chard. I started getting to the point where I planted some of everything and I had extra stuff left over. So I started planting more. I think this is, not sure. We'll find out eventually. More Swiss chard in my gardener. Lettuce. This bed has been an issue because this is onions. Onions. And I had something get in my garden. Have no idea what it was. But after I planted these, I had 2 of the bulbs just sitting on top of the soil. I've seen some footprints, and I don't think it was Bear, so I'm not going to blame him. And honestly, I'm not sure what this is. It might be some purple cauliflower. And of course, plenty of lettuce. Plenty of lettuce. Romaine and some type of red curly leaf lettuce. I had tags for some of this stuff. have the tag for the remaining here, but don't know what the rest is. Oh, black seeded Simpson. That's what these here are. No, they aren't going to be black. But I've already harvested this. I've harvested on these lettuce 2, maybe 3 times already. I use the cut and come again method of harvesting. So I cut around the plant, a lot of the larger leaves, I just let it grow. And it grows back very fast. Oh, okay. Those other plants in that raised bed, they're Georgia Southern collard greens. And I believe these are 2. Some plants were planted early, some were just planted later on. So my plan for my main garden is pretty much the same as my other garden, where I'm just going to make sure everything gets watered and covered. And I do have a third garden area that I need to put some leaves on, some things as mulch. And hopefully I finally have gotten it sealed off so bear can't get in there. I'm pretty sure it's him, because he's crawled through the beds and destroyed some carrots and onions and garlic, and well, you'll see. So this is my work. Haven't quite finished. You can do a little touching up along here and go over to my third garden area. But I learned one thing very important last year. I had everything covered, but it wasn't secured enough. So these raised beds over here, when it snowed, all the covering blew over. So these raised beds over here were covered with snow. Now I'm not expecting snow this time, but 19 degrees is cold enough. So what I did is I took these clips that I found at a big box store, I think it's Home Depot, and I just connected that to the edges of my raised beds all up along down here so the frost covering can't come off. I'm going to lay some bricks over here, or maybe a board. The frost coverings over here, I clipped them along my cattle panels. This side, that side, the other sides, so everything is clipped down and firmly secure. I'll finish up tomorrow. I think we're going to be okay. One more thing regarding all these seedlings. Once the frost is over with, temperature's going to go back up. So I'm probably going to go on and put these in my side garden, because all that broccoli is going to be coming up in the next 2, maybe 3 weeks. So I need replacement plants that are, halfway decent size that can go in there, so I don't have bare soil. Well, folks, I'm cold, I'm tired, and if you get a chance to get out there, protect your plants, do whatever you can to protect them. I'm going to go inside, and I'm going to bring the dogs in because it's cold for them too. So bring your dogs in too, and let's get out there and get a little dirty. Yeah.